Halo guys, welcome to Mr. Suling Emas Channel. Di video kali ini akan saya sajikan pertandingan yang sangat memukau dari Mikhail Tal. Tanpa basa-basi langsung kita saksikan aja ya guys keseruannya.
Opening with the king's pawn controls the center and opens up the light-squared bishop and queen, often leading to sharp games. E5 is a common response that establishes a presence in the center, controls d4, and opens up the queen and dark-squared bishop. Knight f3 develops the knight toward the center, attacks the e5 pawn, and prepares to castle. Knight c6 develops the knight toward the center, protects the pawn on e5, and eyes the d4 square. The Ruy Lopez opening develops the bishop to immediately attack the knight on c6, the lone defender of the e5 pawn. a6 forces the bishop to decide exchange or retreat. Bishop a4 safely retreats the bishop while keeping pressure on the knight. Knight f6 attacks the undefended e4 pawn and develops the knight at the same time. Castling gets the king out of the center and prepares to develop the rook to e1. Bishop e7 develops the dark-squared bishop and prepares to castle. Rook e1 centralizes the rook and protects the e4 pawn. b5 gains space on the queen side and forces the bishop to the b3 square. Bishop b3 is forced, but the bishop is well placed because it attacks the f7 square. Castling gets the king out of the center and activates the rook. h3 takes control of the g4 square, stopping any bishop g4 or knight g4 ideas from black. This creates a pawn chain, linked pawns that form a strong structure. Solid. Continuing with standard opening theory. Knight a5 attacks the bishop and allows black to play the c5 pawn push. Bishop c2 retreats the bishop and supports the e4 pawn. c5 takes space on the queen side and controls the d4 square. d4 takes space in the center, attacks the e5 and c5 pawns, and allows the dark-squared bishop to develop. Queen c7 develops the queen, protects the c5 and d6 pawns, and opens up the d8 square. Knight bd2 develops the knight toward the center and supports the e4 pawn, as well as the knight on f3. c takes d4 captures the pawn, opens the c-file, and attacks the c3 pawn. c takes d4 recaptures the pawn while maintaining the strong center. This connects the rooks, which helps them work together. This is a book move, meaning it follows established opening theory, played by top players for years. This threatens to capture a bishop and win material after the follow-up trades. This prevents the opponent from being able to tactically win a bishop. This mobilizes the knight, allowing it to control more of the board. This is an equal trade. Takes back. This takes an outpost, a square where the knight cannot be kicked out by a pawn. After all captures, this is an equal trade. Recaptures. This threatens to win a rook through a fork. This threatens to tactically win a knight. This stops the opponent from being able to tactically win a knight. This misses an opportunity to kick a knight. This allows the opponent to win a tempo by threatening a rook. This is the only move that works. This wins time by threatening a rook and forcing it to move away. Very precise. This maintains the balance in material with a good trade. This removes the attacking knight. This is the only good move. This protects an underdefended pawn that is under attack. This challenges the other rook for control of the open file. Advancing the pawns in front of the king can compromise the king's safety. The rook was sacrificed, a brilliant move. This attacks a rook, winning a tempo when it moves away. This reveals a check on the king. This is the only move that works. This steps away from the checking bishop. This maintains the balance in material with a good trade. Takes back. This allows the capture of a rook to win material. This captures a free rook. Right on target. This is the only good move. This evades the check from the queen. This threatens to win a bishop through an eventual fork. This is the only move that works. This offers an equal trade of pieces. This is the way to win a bishop. Only one move worked there, and this wasn't it. This is the only good move. This prevents the opponent from being able to trade down material. This steps away from the checking queen. This is the only move that works. This evades the check from the queen. This threatens to force eventual checkmate. This prevents the opponent from being able to force eventual checkmate. This threatens to force eventual checkmate. The pawn is now passed because it can no longer be challenged by pawns as it tries to promote. This wins material. This blocks the check from an opposing queen. This leads to a pin, winning a queen. This defends the attacked pawn. That pin against the king will win a queen.
Demikianlah guys salah satu pertandingan yang sangat menarik dari para pecatur dunia. Semoga dengan video ini dapat meningkatkan dan menambah ilmu sobat catur sekalian. Silahkan like, komen, dan subscribe agar channel ini dapat semakin berkembang. Sampai jumpa di video-video berikutnya guys, see you.